It is that time of year again. Another Drag Race season has almost come to an end, and I want to discuss who will win it. Now look, I know my uploading schedule has been on the rocks, but I could not miss another chance to talk about Drag Race and who will win. And this time we're on season 17. Somehow, yes, another year has gone by and we're on the 17th season. What is happening? Season 17 has been such a great season. I've enjoyed it so much. I think it's the season I've most enjoyed since season 14, although I feel like the whole MTV era of Drag Race has been so good as well. The cast is amazing. There's been so many amazing moments of drama and just funny moments and just so many iconic episodes as well. I just enjoyed every week the season has been airing. Now, obviously, we do who will win. I think the finalists this year are great. To us, I think that every year I just connect with these queens so much and love them so much. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do a top 5. I feel like this would have been like a really interesting top 5. I will always have a love for the season 14 top 5. I could never cut out any of them, and anyone who believes they can, you're wrong, you cannot. But I also generally believe that if this was a top 5, I would have been fine. I mean, I'm glad Susie won. She already had hers as a Lollapalooza. She deserved that so much, and she just kind of proved that she is that girl. And I could definitely see Susie Toot coming back from an All-Stars and slaying it, as long as she's not on a season with Saphira, because Saphira is going to be winning, let's be honest here. So yes, the finalists this year, we have Jules Sparkles, Lexi Love, Anya Nerve, and Sam Starr. An amazing top 4, as I mentioned again, all done so well this season, with a pretty diverse spread of wins. We have Anya with 4, Sam with 3, Lexi with 2, and Jules with 2 as well. And I would say it's quite close this year. Normally when doing this, I kind of have a criteria to look at to decide on like who's best at that and who's best at what, just to kind of help me a bit. I kind of think it's obvious who is my pick to win this year, like a lot of other people's, but we'll get that at the end. But the criteria I'll be looking at is track record, narrative, the audience reaction, and what Rue thinks as well. And we're going to start off with track record. I've always made like a quick mock-up of the track record, so here they are. Track record, as we know now, doesn't matter as much because, and it just kind of more gets you to the final. So looking at these stats, it's clear that Anya Nerve has the best track record with a PPE of 3.69 and 48 points out of 65. That makes sense. Anya has the most wins this season, a lot of highs, only 1 low and only 1 bottom 2 placement. And I think because of that has really upped her game as well. Anya has done incredibly this season. I think all her wins are very much deserved and stand out, and I think those are the kind of wins where like she is the obvious winner of the challenge. And there's also probably other challenges that she was high for that you could argue she had a chance of winning as well. The only low placement was for the Betsy Johnson design challenge, and the only bottom she has was for the makeover. Next, Lexi follows with a PPE of 3.46 and 45 points out of 65. Having 2 wins and a couple of highs, Lexi is also the only finalist who hasn't lip synced for their life in this series. She has quite a consistent track record, having a lot of safes. Lexi has also done pretty well for her this season. She's been low like once or twice, but again never in the bottom 2, and has quite a consistent track record of safes and highs and 2 wins. Therefore, she has the second best track record. Sam Starr is next with a PPE of 3.38 points with 45 out of 65 points. Sam has 3 wins with a couple of high placements, 1 low placement, and 2 bottom 2s near the end. Sam again has kind of like shown throughout, she's always someone who's always been in a high spot. She's done very well. And in last place for track record, we have Jules. Whilst she is in last, it is still very close. She's with a PPE of 3.15 and 41 points out of 65 points. Jules has 2 wins, some highs and saves, with 2 bottom 2 placements as well. As said, track records are very close, with only 7 points between the first and last place. Whilst obviously Anya wins here in terms of track record is also not the be-all end-all to win the show, and it's not the only indicator. So let's now look at the narrative. Narrative this season has been most interesting, as it does feel that each queen has had a strong story, or at least a strong episode to talk about their journey or talk about their storyline throughout. Therefore, a lot of the narratives for each of the finalists feel quite satisfying, and it feels like each contestant has grown as well, and I feel like we've had a lot of time to engage with them. Starting with Jules, she started the season on high, being the top 2 of the talent show, and was basically presented as the young queen who's very polished and knows herself very well and has a lot of confidence. Jules has had a constant presence throughout the season as well. She's been quite a confessional queen, commenting on others, being the kind of like, reaction to when stuff happens as well. And has also been in some of the drama moments with Anya in the design challenges, with the Stone Gate and the stealing of that, the roast order, and the deal with Arietta Arietti as well, when Arietti stole her jokes and that kind of friendship collapsing basically. Jules' journey has been about growth and showing off the stuff she has, but also how she's kind of rised above the occasions when she slips. Jules has learned not to take the competition too seriously as well. I think her relationship with her father in the makeover, whilst being the bottom, like kind of showed where she got that from. And I felt like it just showed why she's kind of like a step above other younger queens in the competition, and from that's why she's done well in the competition and got to the final. For Lexi, her main storyline has been about her inner saboteur and lack of confidence in some challenges, and how that inner saboteur kind of gets to her when she feels like something's not going right or she feels like she can't do it. There's a lot of episodes where it starts off, or the previews, where you just see Lexi just having a bad time and struggling, and that kind of storyline has been there throughout, which is weird because she started off basically being on top. She won the talent show and that amazing lip sync as well, and then she just basically had a safe streak for a couple of weeks, which included the drama with Anya again in the seawall where spray paint gate happened, and that was so much fun to watch. She's always surprised when she does well. She has a confidence in certain areas, like her runways and how she presents herself. She has this eye for fashion that I think is really fun to see, but when it comes to the challenges and other things, for some reason she always just gets down on herself very easily. And I think by the end, especially with the makeover, with that special time with her mother, her relationship with Susie kind of being like a love-hate relationship, Susie being her inner saboteur, having nightmares about that, to then being friends and consoling that. I think by the end Lexi has pushed through that, and especially as we saw in the lip sync Lollapalooza episode just past, I think she's kind of overcome that as well. Will that be enough to win the competition? I don't know, but I think Lexi has definitely had the most interesting storyline this season. I also think her friendships with people like Anya and Sam are really sweet as well. Speaking of Anya, I think her narrative is quite straightforward. I think being that she dominated the competition and just would speak her truth and wouldn't back down from what she was saying, she stuck up for other queens, like with Susie with that clown look and how she won, and also stuck up for Jules during the roast episode when others were mad at her for the position, and Anya being like, it's not that serious, like, get over it. She's not threatened by other queens because she's confident in herself and wants to focus on herself, and I just kind of love seeing that throughout. She's also had some like really important vulnerable moments talking about her past and her family as well, especially during the makeover, and also just has great relationships with other queens as well. I think Anya has been such a fun watch this season, and you can tell there's like so much respect for her. For Samstar, she kind of got this stereotypical usual uptight pageant queen who learns to let loose and be more funny and basically get more weird. I hate comparing queens to their other like drag family on Drag Race, but she really does have like a similar journey to what Trinity did on season 9, kind of like coming in polished pageant drag queen but then kind of realise throughout that she's really funny and has that edge to her, and just kind of lean in more to that to kind of like grow into like a different queen and hone that humour as well. Her second win with the Rusical, I think, was the moment she kind of let loose with that Cher impression, just kind of being weird. She's also someone who said it as it is as well and went back down from any drama, which I think made her more than like a one-dimensional pageant queen at that time. I think by the end we kind of like, Sam is just like such a likeable queen as well. I think the storylines this season, as said, were quite strong. I think out of all of these, the strongest, almost compelling, would probably be Lexi, but the thing is like, has she actually completed that storyline by the end of the season or not? I think any of these could be interesting winner storylines, but they all kind of like go in different ways, where I could see some continuing maybe on like an all-star season, but some also being great winner storylines for this season as well. All of them, like I said, have really good winner storylines, and it's just so fun watching them all this season and seeing how much they have grown as well. Now let's talk about the audience reaction, because the viewers' opinion, the Drag Race fans' opinion, are incredibly important as well, and they do help determine who might win. Obviously, the stuff like the team posts on social media exists for a reason, because it shows who people like the most, and often that does like affect on who could make the finale or make the top 2 or who could win as well. And oh my god, has the social media posts been so interesting. I'll be only looking at the Instagram and Twitter posts for this because they are like low-key the only important ones. On Twitter right now, from least to most, we have Samstar with 6.6k likes, Lexi Love with 11k likes, Jules Sparkles with 25k likes, and Anya Nerve with 36k likes. Kind of decent, makes sense. And then on Instagram, which is insane, we have Samstar with 42.9k likes, Lexi Love with 69.1k likes, Jules with 467,000 likes, and Anya Nerve, are you even ready? 709,000 likes. This is like less than 300k likes away from 1 million likes, and it has obviously broken the record. I think Jules as well has broken the record for the most liked team post in Drag Race history. Is there some bot involvement? Maybe. Is this kind of crazy and fun anyway no matter what? fuck yeah. From this, it's obvious that Anya has the most team support in general over the season and has had a lot of support and love as well. Looking at the like posts, she has the most like posts out of 2 and has now the most like team posts in Drag Race history. Anya is just so lovable. I think her being the front runner as well, but also having those iconic moments and just kind of being unbothered. I think that kind of energy has really like likened her towards other people and have that support as well. Jules being next makes sense. She is a fan favourite. She is like the young queen, so a lot of the younger fans connect with her. She's also on social media a lot, replying, connecting with fans on there. She's also quite iconic on the season with her confessionals and her drama moments as well. And she's just very likeable in general. Both Lexi and Sam also have a lot of fans behind there. Just because they don't have as many likes doesn't mean they don't have a lot of fans rallying behind there. I think a lot more people just want to rally behind Anya and Jules for that reason. Whilst fan reaction is important, the most important opinion is going to be down to one person. This is RuPaul's Drag Race, and it is RuPaul's decision at the end of the day to decide who wins. Therefore, it is RuPaul's opinions and thoughts on the queen that is most important. Ru likes Jules. I think we've seen that, likes her charisma and enjoys her a lot as well. I think Ru is kind of like connected with other young queens. I think like Lana and Lydia, she's connected a bit more, but clearly Ru has a soft spot for Jules. They get along in the one-to-ones and on stage with the critiques as well. For Lexi, I think Ru also has a soft spot for Lexi and sees her struggles and understands her with that. I think she's commented on that before, understands Lexi on her level when she speaks to her instead of being frustrated all the time. They get each other's references and humour, so I think Ru really likes Lexi for that. I think Ru also has a lot of respect and love for Sam as well and gets on really well with her. I think Sam could have been the stereotypical professional queen that Ru understands but doesn't connect with like that. Sam also has that humour and personality that shines through, that connected with Ru and the judges quite well. I think all these queens like Ru likes, obviously they got to the final, and I think they've all had moments with Ru that connects and they have fun, but Ru just loves Anya the most. The back and forth they have on the runway and at critiques during walkthroughs and how Ru talks about her and the other judges. I guess there's just something there, you know, the kind of like different nicknames, and you can just tell when Ru just loves interacting with the queen. She has that with Anya, and I just think Anya has that it factor that Ru loves, and I think that's quite obvious. So conclusion, out of all those criterias and analysis and just general yapping, I think it's obvious that Anya Nerve has the best chance at winning season 17. She has a track record doing the best in the competition and having memorable moments, having great relationships with the queens, a compelling narrative, and being important in both drama and relationships and moments in the season. She has had an amazing reception from the viewers and the most audience support from the team posts and just general online social media spaces as well, and also just Ru loves her. They've got that. I wouldn't be surprised heading into final she's in top 2 and eventually wins. I feel that Anya is the obvious pick and is also my favourite to win. I believe Anya Nerve will win season 17 of Drag Race. So I'm going to in a second talk about the spoilers for the finale to give more context, so if you want to listen to that, continue listening. If you don't, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoy the season. Please let me know who you think will win or who you would like to win. If there's anyone else you wanted to be in the finale who didn't make it, and also just your thoughts on the season in general. I love the season so much. I really want to rewatch it after it's done again. I think it's really good. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I know my schedules for videos have been so bad recently. I'm trying to get better at this. You know, it's the first year ever when I did my Who Will Win Drag Race season before any of my end of year music favourites, which is kind of insane, but you know what, stuff happens for a reason. Now I'm going to talk about the spoilers for the finale, so if you do not want to listen to the spoilers, click off now. You're done. Thank you for listening. Spoilers are going to be in 3, 2, 1. There's your warning. Okay, so obviously the finale was filmed quite recently after the Lollapalooza, and it's going to be similar to the past couple years where the top 4 are going to have their own original songs that they perform to for about a minute or two, and from that there is going to be top 2 which will then lip sync for their life, and then we'll find the winner out from there. Really, I do really like the final numbers. I think they're really, really fun. The only thing is that it's quite easy to kind of like pick anyone to win. Surprisingly, there's been not a lot of tea shared about the specifics on the finale performances, but obviously it's going to be fun to see them. Allegedly, from the tea spill, the top 2 of the season will be Jules Sparkles and Anya Nerve, so pretty good. We're going to have the rematch from the bottom 2 from the makeover episode, which again, that's good storytelling from there. And allegedly the final lip sync song is going to be Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, which I just think is just absolutely perfect. I still think Anya has the best chance of winning, but I'd also be very happy with a Jules win. I think she'd also be a great winner as well, and I'd be very happy if she did. Again, these finale spoilers, I say they're alleged because they could all be wrong at the end of the day. Who knows? We won't find out until the final properly airs. But I still believe that Anya's going to win. But yes, thank you for listening again. If you came to the spoiler part, do not please do not spoil or say any of this in the comment section below. If you are, put a massive spoiler warning, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know spoilers beforehand, and then do that, because I don't want anyone who doesn't want to see spoilers to see it and then it ruins it for them as well. But yes, thank you for watching if you came this far. Thank you for listening to me rant about Drag Race again. I love this show so much and the franchise, and I just love the season as well so much. I can't wait to rewatch it again, and I can't wait to watch the finale this Saturday. So yes, thank you for watching.